And the most important part, as we discussed, like is the kind of scanning techniques that are used. We'll go with one particular tool called Nmap. Okay. So this is the website of the Nmap tool. It's called nmap.org, which is available for all the platforms to run. This is the scanning tool, and also along with scan, we have a lot of other features also, like we can assess the operating system. We can know what are the kind of ports or services that are opened. And also we have certain scripts to even further enumerate the kind of the operating system and the version detections also in this. So once you open this particular website, we can click on this download button, where we have a specific setup for Windows, and also we have certain packages for all the Linux boxes also. Even for Mac also we have the source code distribution along with that. For all other Linux distributions and different kind of Solaris. So it is supported by almost all the major operating systems which are in use. Okay. So there are again two kinds of versions with respect to that. The Windows version has this GUI kind of thing, which is called as ZenMap, or else the normal Kali version, or the kind of translation we go for on Linux, they will have the command line version called, directly we can go for Nmap. Okay, so let me open the GUI version which has been installed on Windows here. It is ZenMap, ZenMap. It is a GUI version of this Nmap. Yeah, so this is how the Nmap tool will be look like. But whatever we try to scan for these lab demonstrations, or whenever you do the same kind of techniques at your place, we always recommend to use this combination with Wireshark, because what happens is we may be, because all the things that we are discussing here are the tools, but in the tool, we may be only giving the kind of target. Let's say in this kind of Nmap GUI, we may give only the target IP address to do the kind of scanning that can be done. But whenever we actually use this with respect to the Wireshark, then along with the kind of scanning, we can also capture the packets, so that we can have a clear kind of view of what exactly that is happening in the background with respect to this pack analysis, or the kind of scanning that is happening on. Now, so along with this, I'll also open the Wireshark in parallel. And before that, we'll just have a quick kind of thing. Let's say this is my target IP address. This is like I'm giving, trying to scan with all the verbose kind of mechanism on this particular scan. The only thing is we have to click on scan. The tool will try to do the scanning part for us. Meanwhile, I'll also try to show you the command. Okay, so the one previous thing which we have seen is the GUI version of that, where we can simply click on the scan. And the other thing is we can directly go to the command prompt. This is where most of the security tools will also be having this command prompt version. So I'll try to go with the command prompt version. 1 second, I'll just check the connectivity with the other system, then we can have a scanning on that. So my IP address of this system is an IP config. It is 192.168.43.241. The other system, give me a second. One 192.168.40. The system IP address is 43.193. Okay, the connection is established with the target IP. Now we'll use this particular target to perform the scanning techniques. So before that, we'll also see why actually the scanning techniques, how this can be used, because we have observed that there are different type of scanning techniques onto this. The first one is called a full scan, on which what we'll do is because the ultimate goal of any scanning mechanism or the scanning techniques is to find out whether the destination system is up or not, and what kind of ports, a specific port or the kind of ports that are open on the particular system. Now for this, what we'll do, we will try to in the connect scan, what we'll do, we will try to check with all the kind of complete three-way handshake. The attacker will try to establish the SYN. He will get a SYN and acknowledgement, and again he will send the acknowledgement to the system. Then a reset packet will be sent, because once the three-way handshake is established, we can assume that the port is open. So because once the port is open, we'll get an acknowledgement only when the particular port is open. So we can assume that the port is open. And our ultimate goal of the scanning techniques is not to transfer the data to only know whether that particular port is open or not. So what we'll do, once the connection is established, we will immediately send the reset packet to close the connection. But accordingly, we will try to check whether or note down that whether that particular port is open or not. Okay. So for that, we'll be using both the combination of Nmap as well as Wireshark. So for this, I am clearing this filter of Nmap. I'm again starting the communication. Okay. So on this particular thing, I'm issuing the command, the full scan nmap-st 192.168.43.193. Now here we can observe there is a lot of communication that is going on in the background. We can observe some of the packets as read actually. So I am just closing this browser here because it is creating some of the traffic. it will take some time based on the kind of destination we have. Okay. And also here we can see I didn't added any of the ports or a specific port that has to be scanned, where we can also mention a specific port that can be scanned using the parameter called -p, where it will also give a set of kind of ports that can be scanned instead of scanning all the ports. Now in this scenario, the simple command, whatever we are giving, it will actually try to scan all ports that are available on this particular destination, and we'll try to check whether that particular ports are open onto the system or not. Now we have got this communication. Now we can see here in this particular system, we can see there are certain ports 135, 139, 445, and there are certain ports of 4951, 5357. So these ports we can see the state as opened, and this is the respective service that is running on this particular kind of machine. Okay, like the Microsoft remote process client, or the NetBIOS naming service. So these are some of the ports. And also by a simple scanning mechanism, one can also assume that by seeing the ports itself, we can assume this is a Windows operating system. Why? Because most of the Windows operating system has this default ports of 135, 139 and 445 by default, because these are some of the NetBIOS protocols that are used as part of the Windows operating system. So I can assume that these ports are open on the particular system, and by seeing the ports, I can also assume that this may belongs to the Microsoft operating system. So again, we'll try to filter this, what kind of background activity that has been done on this particular destination machine. So it is 193. Now we can see the TCP SYN packet has been sent to each and every port. We can observe the destination port here. This is my destination 193, the target on which we have done the scanning technique. And we can observe the port number has been from the source port onto a lot of ports, 993, 143, 22, 111. So it is trying to scan each and every port on this particular system. Now, a particular port of 139 here, we got an SYN plus acknowledgement. That means the packets may be, because as we are continuously sending the packets, we need to check for the SYN packet. So here it is. This is the first SYN packet that has been sent on to port 139. Okay. For this SYN packet, we can observe that here we got an acknowledgement. That means, okay, out of all these ports, we didn't get any reply back. But for this particular port, we got an acknowledgement from that port, from the destination. And after this SYN plus acknowledgement, according to the three-way handshake, we need to send the acknowledgement. So a full three-way handshake has been established: SYN, SYNACK, and ACK. So this is the full scan. Now I assume and I can understand that by using this three-way handshake that has been established, so this particular port number 139 has been open. So this is where we'll also get as part of the result. Here we can also observe that this port number 139 is actually open onto this particular thing, right? So, but our goal is to only find out whether this port is open or not, but not to send any data like in the normal TCP communication, where the push and acknowledgement or the data is sent between the two systems. Our goal is to only understand whether that particular port is open or not. So in this case, my job is to only know that, okay, let's say that port number 139 is open. So what I will do, I'll simply send an reset packet, abruptly closing the connection, because my intention is not to establish the connection, to send the data, only to find out whether that particular port is open or not. So in this case, the job is done. So I have sent the reset packet. Okay. Similarly, for all the open ports here, we'll get the same kind of scenarios, and rest of the ports, we may observe that there are no particular replies, because the destination system will think, because anyway the system or the particular port is not open, why to send an acknowledgement, or why to initiate a particular scan, or to establish a connection. So that is where we will not see any kind of replies with respect to that. But for the ports that are open, we'll get the acknowledgement. So this is how the tool will understand that what are the kind of ports that are open onto this particular target. Okay. Similarly, I'm again starting the communication. Now we'll see other command called, earlier we have seen captain -s capital T, which is a full scan. Now the other scan which we will see is the -ss.